What's up, athletes? I'm Daytree, and you're here because you believe that you can maximize your potential on the tennis court with the law of success: learn, apply, and win. In this video, we're going to be covering what is arguably the most important footwork technique that you can apply to your game to have optimal balance on the move, and that is the split step and the reaction step. Let's go. The three split steps I'll cover here are just three of the main ones that players use most often. Each one's effective in its own unique situation, so in order to utilize your footwork, it's best to practice all three. So the first one is the offensive split step, and it's generally used in aggressive situations because it allows you to take the ball on the rise. It's the most basic split step that stays low to the ground, usually less than 2 inches from the ground. The second one is the defensive split step and is used in defensive situations or if you're standing further back behind the baseline. At 3 to 5 inches above the ground, the split step has more airtime and causes a greater stretch and shorten cycle, which in turn will make your first step faster. The last one I'm covering here is the wide bounce split step. This split step is the lowest and widest of the three, and you'll see this type of footwork at the net, especially if you watch doubles. Instead of being stationary while waiting to receive the ball, this dynamic position keeps your body agile and ready to pounce in any direction. So while I was analyzing these pro players, I noticed that the further back they went, the higher they splitted, and the closer they came to the net, the lower and wider they splitted. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, but I wanted to know your guys' thoughts on that. Is the split step height congruent at all with the distance from the net? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Alright, so before we talk about the reaction step, there's two things I want to explain to get rid of any potential confusion. Since the split step footwork for the forehand and backhand side are pretty much the same, I'm going to refer to the inside foot as the foot closest to the ball and the outside foot as the one that is further from the ball. The first reaction step is the pivot. This move is effective when the ball is a few steps away, and it's in neutral situations when ground strokes or returns are around the center of the court. The first step is to split into the athletic stance approximately 2 shoulder widths apart. Second, land on the ball of your feet and pivot the inside foot to the direction of your movement while pushing the ground with the outside leg. Number 3, your outside leg is going to want to drive your body weight until it's positioned over the inside foot. And lastly, with that momentum, the inside leg drives hard and propels you in the direction of the ball. The second reaction step is the float step, and it's used on mid-distance shots where the pivot isn't effective enough at initiating the forward momentum of your upper body. The first step to the float step is crucial, and that is you have to read your opponent's technique and anticipate where they will hit the ball before they've made contact. If you've done this correctly, when you initiate your split step, your outside foot can land a split second earlier. Then, while your inside foot is still in the air, you want to rotate your hip and leg so that the inside foot lands already pointing in the direction of your movement. Finally, press the ground and initiate your movement. The last reaction step is the gravity step, and this one is almost like a split step that puts you into a sprinting position before you land. Instead of pivoting or stepping out, the inside foot moves to the center of your body, which will cause your momentum to move in the direction of the ball. The first step is to repeat exactly what you did in the float step. Anticipate where the ball's going and land with the outside foot first. But then, instead of making a pivot toward the ball, bring the inside foot toward the body underneath the torso. Number 3, your center of gravity should shift to the outside of your base support and in the direction of the ball. Gravity will pull your body in the direction of the movement and speed it up. And lastly, you're going to want to cross over with the opposite foot and move toward the ball. So you should mirror the ball. The further the ball is away from you, the further your center of gravity should be from the center of your base of support. So for the warm-up drills, I have 4, which are the switch splits, line splits, jump rope splits, and hurdle splits, all of which you can do prior to the progression drills, which I'll cover in a bit. Number 1 is the switch splits. In this drill, you alternate between the wide stance, offensive, and defensive splits, and you just want to get a feel for each type. First, start in the wide stance. For this one, you want a wide base with rapid bounces. Start the drill in the wide stance split with a wide base and rapid bounces for about 5 seconds. Then bring your feet 2 shoulder widths apart for the offensive split step. And then lastly, switch to the defensive split step. And for this one, you want to put your focus on exactly how high you're getting off the ground. Repeat this sequence 3 times to complete one set. Drill number 2 is the line splits, and this one's pretty simple. It helps you practice splitting forward and backward for the return of serve and when you're in defensive situations. First, start about an inch behind the line, any line will do, and then you'll want to hop forward and backward as fast as possible without stopping. Do this for about 15 to 30 seconds depending on your muscular endurance for a single set, and try to stay wide and low during the entire set. Drill number 3, the jump rope splits. I got this one from Federer's Ask Me Anything Periscope he did back in 2016, where he live streamed a training session. If you're interested in the video, I've linked it in the description below. So start with your regular jump position, except with your feet slightly wider apart than usual. For the purpose of simulating the split step, Dede got a little wider than usual. Then you'll want to swing the rope at a medium tempo, fast enough for the rope to go around, but slow enough for you to bounce about 3 to 4 times within each rope jump. The last warm-up drill I have is the hurdle splits. The goal of this drill is to speed up your reaction step by exaggerating the height of your jump. First, start wide and low, behind 2 hurdles placed in the middle of the baseline. Then, simulate your split step. If you have a partner, your partner can throw the ball randomly to your forehand or backhand side, and if you don't have a partner, you can move to different places of the forehand and backhand side and do shadow swings. Because you're jumping higher, landing on 2 feet will probably be more natural for you, so you'll want to start with this split pivot. Then move to your destination and recover for the next rep. To add a challenge, you can see how long you can go without touching the hurdle, or you can try to get the fastest possible time of 8 consecutive reps. After you finish the warm-up drills, I recommend progression drills. They're one of the best things I've implemented into my training, because starting with shadow swings, you can focus your efforts on just the split instead of trying to hit a ball or win a point. Then, by gradually implementing more elements like the ball, or point structure and variability of the ball's speed and direction, you can slowly master what you're practicing until it comes naturally during match play. So first, start with shadow swings and alternate between the split pivot, float step, and drop step, one on each side on the forehand and backhand side. Then, if you have a partner, you can practice the reaction steps with the ball. Any ball light enough for you to throw will do. And here, your partner can throw to random directions, which adds the element of variability. Lastly, you can practice with a feeder, ball machine, or hitting partner. So that's it for this video. I hope you got some more insight about the split step. And I know we haven't been uploading on schedule, but we're gonna double down from now on and make it happen. If you have any questions, feedback, be sure to leave them in the comments below. Until next time, guys, go out and train hard. See you in the next video.